All right, now let's talk about this, which is the fact that Candace Owens came out today and dropped a new episode, and she has been, I've been following it pretty closely, and I hope that you have been too. Candace Owens has been doing a great job crowdsourcing information, crowdsourcing tips about Charlie Kirk, and you know, I wish that there was a better. It's hard to say. It's hard to like weekend or Monday night quarterback or whatever they say in the whatever. I wish it was a little bit more like she goes down this way and then this way and then this way and then this way and then this way, right? All of a sudden there's like these Mormon pastors, and then there's this Egyptian flight, and then there's Mikey McCoy, and then there's Rob McCoy, and then there's Charlie Kirk's security detail, and then there's the Israel, and then there's so many offshoots that it's hard to kind of keep track. And so if I had enough time, I would put together this like beautiful mind map that brings it all together. That's the way my mind works. Is I need things like that, like visuals that help me, because it's hard to track. It's hard to follow all of it. But she's doing a great job, and I'm sure she just like pulls on a thread, and then it all starts to unravel, and then she sees this thread over here, and eventually it's gonna all come together. She even brought up like Britney Spears and Michael Jackson, and it's crazy. Like all these things can kind of come together. Yeah, super crazy. So anyways, so what came out today was big breaking news. I had mentioned that there was this Egyptian flight that was following Charlie Kirk. She had talked about it. They tracked it, essentially 29 locations that Charlie had been over the last like 4 years or 3 years. 29 locations that Charlie had been. This Egyptian military aircraft had been there too at the same exact time. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Come to find out, 79 times that Egyptian military aircraft was where Erica Kirk was. That's kind of weird. Far more than even Charlie Kirk. So let's go ahead and watch this clip where Candace Owens explains this situation, and we'll listen to it together.
9:23 a.m. local time. I suspect that if he had instead landed into Provo, he would have recognized the blue Egyptian plane. Okay? It's not every day that you see an Egyptian military craft. It is now my well-informed opinion that he would have looked at that plane and he would have recognized the blue plane, and he would have instantly realized that something was amiss. And now I'm going to explain to you very carefully why I suspect that it is highly likely that Charlie would have recognized that plane. Okay? Tail number SU-BND, the blue plane. A pregnant mommy sleuth who was locked into this investigation discovered something that me and my team had missed. I consider her, obviously, and all of you to be my decentralized intelligence agents. She sent me a rather urgent email, and I'm obviously protecting her identity for reasons that are clear, but I want you to know that this discovery is due entirely to her. She is the person that in this regard went max for Charlie when I missed something. Her email stated, in effect, that I was only partially right about the plane tracking Charlie, that she had done an additional 15 hours of research and was able to discern that the person the planes were actually tracking for years was Erica. Not Charlie, but Erica was the one being tracked by these planes. And indeed, it turns out that she was correct. She discovered that between 2022 and September 2025, both of those aircrafts, SU-BTT, the yellow plane, and SU-BND, the blue plane, showed 68 overlaps with Erica's documented locations, okay? 68 overlaps. I have since been able to add now 73 times that is overlapped, okay? And 29 of those instances also happened to include Charlie. Charlie was also present. And that's what I was stumbling upon when I was looking into this. I was like, why is this plane where Charlie is? The flights were majority clustered within 5 states, Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, Delaware, and Utah. And it's a pattern.
And this is where it gets kind of interesting for me to try to like draw a conclusion from these things. So like, because Candace doesn't take us like all the way to the end. She's like pulling on these strings, pulling on these strings, pulling on these strings. Like she doesn't make the end all be all encompassing accusation that can come from what she's discussing, right? So it's like, okay, so if they were there 73 times following Erica Kirk for years, what is the implication? Is the implication that they were tracking her and that they were going to enact this action? Like, is this a foreign government? I mean, I know she mentions Egypt as a potential like proxy leverage of Israel. Like, what is the implication here? Where does this tie into it all? That's where I would like to see like a little bit more like, bring me there, bring me home on this. And again, she's doing a great job. And I can't imagine being in her position where she's getting all this input. But how do we help her with this and try to connect these dots a little bit? So that's why I need to go back. I created the GPT where I put all of her episodes transcribed into it and try to create some timelines and some character outlines and like all the players and all the people and all the places and all the things. I need to get to work on that because I know she needs the help because she has like a 4-person team. And I'm sure just taking some time out to really organize this and try to figure out like, and maybe she has this big vision in the back of her head. That's what she makes it seem like a lot of times. But it's hard for me to get there. Like, okay, what is the implications of this? What is the Egyptian military doing there? Is it Israel? Is it the proxy? Why would they be following her 73 times? Are they her security detail? Have they been following her the whole time? Is she a plant from Israel? Like, and they're her security, or they're just overseeing her? Like, they're her handlers? What is happening here? I just need that next step. Like, I need the information. I'm thirsty for it.
That she believes is statistically not random. I'm telling you this information has been completely verified. I am showing you this on a spreadsheet. Now, these are all the instances in which this plane, all 68 instances that this plane crossed with Erica. And I'm also going to say this includes overseas as well, okay? So my instant question becomes, why didn't Turning Point acknowledge that this plane was familiar to them? When I was taking all of these figurative online bullets, someone could have easily said something, right? That's kind of a repeat thing in this investigation. Josh Hammer lies, I get attacked, Turning Point just stays silent. They know he's lying, but they allow the lie to flow. Alex Clark lies, I get attacked, I'm telling the truth. Turning Point knows it, but they kind of allow this like Catholic thing, lie to flow. And the influencers are allowed to lie. Nobody at Turning Point ever just steps to clarify that I'm onto something or I'm telling the truth about something.
And I do find that interesting about this whole thing is that at no point, not a single point that she's made, all which have been verifiable, by the way, like she hasn't made a single claim that has turned out to be just like completely false and totally out of the realm of what's possible.